Do you ever notice? Do you ever notice how silence feels uncomfortable? It feels uncomfortable when you're used to surviving, rushing. When things slow down, our minds panic. What if I'm falling behind? What if everybody else is passing me? But what if the pause isn't punishment? What if the quiet is where God is recalibrating your next season? Maybe you're not stuck. Maybe you're just being still long enough to hear your next assignment. No. Ooh, that's better, right, babe?
Yeah. She founded an architectural concrete company.
He founded a $100 million clothing company.
She took the world by storm as a social media star.
He took the world by storm as a famous serial entrepreneur.
Together we started a business.
And had babies.
Now we're figuring out the best ways to do both.
Join us as we learn from other entrepreneurs going through the same life struggles.
As they share their life hacks about success, love, kids,
and everything in between. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Becoming Unshakable, the Legacy Conversations bonus series, a special edition brought to you by the Entrepreneur Parent Podcast, a community of strong families building unshakable legacies. If you're anything like me or anyone in this community, you know what it feels like to live in the constant rhythm of go, go, go. Emails, launches, content schedules, meetings, appointments, laundry piles, tiny shoes by the door, dreams taped to the wall. All of it. All of it. The list doesn't end. You're building something beautiful, but you're also running on fumes. And yet sometimes the slowdown is the setup. God never rushes what he's refining. He's not trying to slow your success. He's trying to strengthen your spirit. Because if he gave you what he's got for you too soon, if he were to give you, what you're praying for right now, it just might be too soon. And it might crush you instead of bless you. You hear me? And listen, the enemy knows he doesn't have to destroy you. He just has to distract you. Did you know the distraction is a trap? I think we figured it out slowly. He'll fix your schedule until your spirit can't breathe. And he'll connect you with people who will pull you out of your God-given purpose. People who prefer the version of you that no longer exists because your growth makes them uncomfortable. But that person is better for them. That person that they want you to be is better for them, not for your testimony. You got to be so careful because they will drag you down. He'll convince you that rest is laziness and silence is failure. That pausing means you're falling behind. How many times have we felt this way? But in truth, stillness is where God speaks the loudest. We've been conditioned to measure our worth by how much we produce. I feel like we're all guilty of that. but God measures it by how much we trust. Remember that. That's why in Psalm 46:10, it doesn't say, hurry up and know that I am God. What does it say? What does it say? I'm smiling so big ear to ear. It says, be still. It says, be still. Take it in. I want to share something with you. I remember the season that taught me the real meaning of stillness. It was right after my second miracle baby was born. Everything looked perfect from the outside. Perfect. I had organic press coverage, the big brand deals, the moment I've prayed for, the momentum I prayed for, all of it. I was ready to bring both babies on the journey, ready to run. My heart was full. My hands were full, and my calendar was full too. And then suddenly, everything changed. Everything changed in that office that day. The doctor came in with no words. He just looked at me. He gave me words no mother ever wanted to hear. He had tears in his eyes, and he gave me the most devastating news. Behind him, I noticed a photograph of what looked like his daughter. I knew it was his daughter. She looked to be about my age, holding her babies, smiling, living her best life. The life I was living. I was living my best life. And then it was like everything exploded and fell silence. It fell silence all at once. Like after a gunshot, everything went quiet. My ears rang. I didn't cry. I didn't fall to my knees like they do in the movies. I looked him straight in the eyes and said, no, I can't have that. I have babies in the car waiting for me. My mind screamed, who's going to care for them? I can't go. I have to live. I have to live. And then my mind whispered, and I knew that was God. You're going to need all your strength, all your focus, all your faith. You will beat this. You will beat it. And in that instant, the deals, the press, the plans, all of it stopped. Because when it's a matter of life and love, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. I didn't choose stillness. It chose me. And at first, it felt like loss, like everything was crumbling, like I was losing everything. Everything was like sand falling between my fingers, just empty-handed. I watched numbers drop. bank account, from everything. I watched followers disappear. Millions. Opportunities fade in a flash. And opportunities, they faded in a flash. And unless I wanted to be famous, riding on the coattails of illness and darkness, and I'm going to tell you, that's not what I wanted to be known for. That's not what I wanted to share with the world. In fact, in our home, we promised not to ever even mention, not to even name the diagnosis. Illness was not welcome in our home. We didn't even whisper it. I shut it all down. I stopped posting. I stopped everything. And honestly, I think it was God that shut it down for me. I know it was God that shut it down for me. Let me correct myself. The noise of the world went silent. And for the first time in a long time, I could finally hear God. And it was like a whisper, like he whispered. I was like, daughter, I don't need your momentum. I need your heart. I will carry you and I will restore you. But you need to trust me. And in that silence, I broke. But it also bloomed. Did I ever bloom? I bloomed. That season stripped away everything that wasn't rooted in God, in Him. And what was left was real. I thought I was pausing my purpose, but God was actually preparing it. Because that's the thing about stillness. It's not the death of movement. It's the birthplace of meaning. He was planting a seed in my God-given destiny. The version of me only he could see. I couldn't even see it. I didn't even understand what was happening. Okay. He saw it though. And he was bringing it to life through an opportunity that would have pushed most people over the edge. I was offered antidepressants, all these things, and I was told that someone in my situation should take these things. But I didn't. I didn't need it. And I didn't see it then. But this was my greatest blessing. God's greatest gift. This was God's greatest gift. Listen, friends, entrepreneur parents juggle a lot. They carry vision and diapers together at the same time. They lead teams and tech, bedtime prayers. We want to raise world changers. But sometimes we forget that the most powerful world will ever lead is the one within our home. Is the one within our home. Before you reach for that coffee, consider this. What if the energy boost you're looking for isn't in your cup, but in your cells. I challenge you to swap your morning coffee for Shilajit by Symbiotica. And here's what can happen. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy, plus mental clarity and trace minerals that our bodies actually need, that are actually starving for, to be honest. This isn't just a supplement. It's an ancient adaptogen sourced from the Himalayas that supports mitochondrial function, stamina, and overall vitality. Your coffee never did that. Okay, let's just be honest. Try it for a week and tell me your body doesn't thank you. Symbiotica's Shilajit is next level wellness, and honestly, you may never go back to drinking coffee. Click the link below down in the bio and get your Shilajit today. So if you've been feeling guilty for slowing down, let's release you from that right now. Stillness doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean weakness. It means worship. What's it time for? It's time to worship. Your children don't just learn from your words. They learn from your rhythm. They mirror what they see. When they see you choose peace over panic, they learn that God is still in control, even when the world is spinning. My journey that I let you into, it was one of the most beautiful times of my life. I slowed down. I stopped everything. I didn't take a second for granted. Every moment was so precious with my babies. Every moment. Biggest blessing. Biggest blessing. Here are a few reminders that have helped me anchor in the middle of the chaos. Create sacred pauses. Even 5 quiet minutes before the world wakes up can shift your soul. Ask God questions without rushing the answers. Put your phone down, lift your eyes. Sometimes peace is already in the room. Schedule rest like it's a meeting with heaven. And this one, stop seeing rest as the reward for finishing. I'm guilty for that. It's the requirement for hearing what comes next. Maybe you've been praying for breakthrough, but feeling like heaven went quiet. I've been there too. We've all been there. Sometimes God doesn't answer because He's rearranging, and you're not behind. You're being hidden. And when He reveals what He's been building in the quiet, you'll understand why this season had to move at the speed of stillness. Let that sink in. You can't be unshakable if you're always in motion. Strength is born in stillness. So wherever you are right now, maybe driving between meetings, folding laundry, caught in traffic, or standing in your kitchen, just trying to catch your breath. Remember this. Stillness isn't absence of progress. It's the presence of peace. Oh, baby, watch your head. I got my daughter. She just crawled in here and she's in my lap. Careful for your head, my love. It's when God prepares your heart for what your hands haven't touched yet. So take it as a permission slip to rest, to breathe, to trust that you haven't lost your place. You're just in God's hands. I remember my mom would always say that. Our life is in God's hands. We'd go up in a plane. We traveled a lot. She would take us in the car. She would lay our lives in God's hands. It just reminded me of that. Because when you slow down enough to hear His voice again, you realize He never stopped speaking. You just stop being still enough to listen. And before we close today, I want to leave you with something to sit with. A moment to journal. You guys said you guys love journaling. You could journal this, pray about it, or simply just breathe it in. If you're not a journaler, you don't want to write things down. But here's some prompts if you do. Where in my life am I mistaking stillness for failure? Where in my life am I mistaking stillness for failure? What might God be trying to show me in this season of waiting? How can I create sacred space each day to hear God's whisper again? What would it look like to trust that this pause is preparation, not punishment? Take time tonight to write. Don't rush it. Let the answers come like peace, not pressure. Just let it pour out. Because sometimes the most powerful breakthroughs begin with just one honest line in your journal. If you've been walking through a silent season, the kind that makes you question your strength or wonder where God went, I want to remind you, He never left. He never left. He's been right beside you in the quiet rooms, in the waiting, in the tears no one saw but heaven. And in those moments you couldn't lift yourself, you couldn't walk, He was carrying you. I want to invite you to pray together. Let's pray together. You want to pray, baby? Mm-hmm. Okay. Father, thank you for the gift of stillness, for every pause that felt like pain, but was really protection, for every closed door that was saving us for something better. We surrender the noise, the hustle, the worry, and we make space for your whisper. Lord, give us the peace that steadies every storm, the faith that moves even in the still moments. Let your Spirit breathe new life into every weary heart listening right now, and remind us that we're not behind. We're being built, that you are preparing something we can't yet see, and it's going to be more beautiful than we ever imagined. And we say this in your name. Amen. Friend, you are not forgotten. You are being forged. And this still season is proof that God trusts you enough to refine you for greater things. Thank you for spending this time with me on Becoming Unshakable, the Legacy Conversations bonus series, a special edition brought to you by the Entrepreneur Parents Podcast, a community of strong families building unshakable legacies. If this episode spoke to your heart, you felt it, please share it with someone who might need to know they're not alone. Because when you share, you plant seeds of hope in another family story. That's the beautiful thing. And take a moment to take a photo or a screenshot of this episode and tag us on Instagram, Entrepreneur Parents Podcast. Entrepreneur Parents Podcast, I'm trying to remember it. And every tag helps this message reach more families who need encouragement right now. And I have my personal channel down in the notes. You can tag me too. And I'm just so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for all of you. And if you'd like to help the children keep building faith, strength, and courage in families everywhere, you can support the children's podcast, the Entrepreneur Kids Legacy Show. What is it called, sweetheart? The Entrepreneur Kids Legacy Show through the link in our show notes. Daniel and Destiny are working so hard to bring leadership, faith, and legacy lessons to children all around the world. And every act of support helps their voices grow stronger, helps all children's voices go stronger all around the world. Because strong families, as we love to say it, build unshakable legacies. And it all begins with being still enough to hear God's next instruction. When you walk in stillness with God, you become unshakable. I'm going to say it one more time as we come to a close. Because when you walk in stillness with God, you become unshakable. God bless you. We love you. Have an incredible week.
Thank you, beautiful friends, for listening to this important message from Mama. Share with someone you love and care about. Oh, and we'd love to personally invite you to listen to our podcast. It's for young future leaders ready to change the world and be a light in the dark. Listen together as a family. It's called the Entrepreneur Kids Legacy Show. We know you'll love it. Be bold, be kind, build an unforgettable family legacy. God bless you, we love you. And parents, if no one told you yet, let us be the first. You're doing a remarkable job. And remember, you are the hero of your story, because every legacy begins with a hero, and that hero is you.
This podcast is for inspirational and educational purposes only, and it is not intended to replace professional advice, legal advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The views expressed are based on personal experience and faith-based insight and are meant to encourage reflection and growth. Always seek the guidance of qualified professionals regarding any questions or concerns you may have about your health, relationships, or business.